Hello and welcome into Puhlman Field here in Beloit, Wisconsin for the 11th annual Kubb tournament in Beloit. This is the first couple of years of the Beloit Kubb Open. Before it was ran by Kubb United. Now it's run by the Visit Beloit, and the tournament director is Dan Ivanov. We have the number one seed, Do You Respect Wood, on the far side, and on the near side is the number three seeded Flux Capacitors here in the finals of the 2025 Beloit Kubb Open. And we're getting ready for the opening king toss. John Ellingsen versus Jesse Fraim. Both in there close. Jesse wins that one. I win that one. And that's the universal sign for we're gonna throw. Earlier in the day, there was quite a little breeze that at times, players and teams were choosing to take a side, to have wind at their back. Here in the first 7 rounds and the first rounds of the playoffs, they were actually played out in right field, out past those canopies there, as Jesse misses on the opening 8-meter toss. And then the semifinals and the finals moved here to the infield grass, where they have a little more protection from the grandstands. There's not as much wind factor here, so definitely advantage go first, although we squandered that, me and Lars, as we go over 2. So Do You Respect Wood goes over 2, and that one hops, skips, and jumps its way over. Here's a little magnifying glass for instant replay showing that one go down. Joe's in disbelief, but he will definitely take that. We're going to use that little magnifying glass, instant replay and magnifying glass for some blasting and drilling later on, and see how we like that. Always up for new things. That baton just crashes out just before the 8-meter and bounces over. John still has 2 here. Jesse and Lars here for Do You Respect Wood played together earlier this year on Memorial Day weekend in Illinois in the Illinois Kubb Championship. John grabs that one. Finished second. So this is the second time that they've played together and their second finals together. And obviously Flux Capacitors play all the time together. Lots of great successes, lots of great wins. So pretty good matchup we have here. John really wanted that one. Chad wanted that one for him. Chad had a great showing too. They finished 4th place. They were beaten by DMK in the 3rd versus 4 game. You saw my body language there in that second toss. Looking to try to get that thing to move left to right, or in our case, looking at this from the right to the left and bounce behind that other one. It did not, which will eat up another baton. Hoping to get it in 1. Do get it in 2. 2 good shots. Leaves 1 for later. Lars has his 3 8-meter now. Slams that one down. Just copy paste presentation there, like he just has the same approach, shot after shot after shot. Oh, that one hit right next to it, hopped past. Jesse still has 1. They got a good +2 round going so far. And I get another one, +3. That's a good turn there. It's our first look at that little magnifying glass thing here, as we will try to get a closer look at how those Kubbs hit the ground and react there. Just trying to hit that into the ground and have it go right to left, a standard cut for a lefty. That one goes a little much. So it's kind of all landed in there. He's going to have 1 rethrow there as it goes away for a second. Pops back up for the rethrow. See how aggressive Joe gets, where he lands that. Should land that. Ooh, he's ready to throw it and pulls it back. A little slippage of the grip. Going to get a re-grip on there. Very smart. Oh, it kind of stays out, bounced and stayed out. Yeah, nothing worse than if you throw that first one as it's slipping out of your fingers, and you just kind of hope and pray it goes in the right spot. Especially on a rethrow, you don't want that to be a punishment Kubb. Good for him to kind of catch himself and rethrow that good. He's got 2 good blasts to start this off. He's got 1 Kubb right down the baseline, and with the Beloit Kubb Open, they have painted pitches. There's no stakes. He doesn't have to worry about any kind of a corner stake there or a midpoint stake guarding that Kubb on the line. He can just blast it away. Gets that down to 3, clears it in 3, gives John 3 batons for 8 meters. Ooh, just by there. So he points that baton right at what he's aiming at. John's also has a great kind of copy-paste presentation. It's the same thing every single time. He even has the little pushing of the glasses back up on his face each time as well. Yep, 2 out of 3. You know, he wanted all 3. He was so close to getting all 3, but he's pumped up to get those 2. Jesse with this first group of more than just 2. That was a last time. And he's got quite a few more. That one's going to be out. And that one just kind of hits and stays there. He's not going to be too happy about that. He's just trying to hide some of these now behind that one. First one appears like it's going to, and that one stays out there too. So he's got a pile that's going to be kind of widening out there. He's going to stick with that side of the pile. That keeps everything in that main group. And there's going to be one out along the sideline there. Toss back in. Yep. Oh, there. So he's going to have kind of a group out there and then one near the sideline. So let's see what kind of action he gets. It's not the greatest of pile, but there's a lot of good spacing there to get some action with the baton. Ooh, yes. Got all but 2, it looks like, or maybe 3. It's hard to really see. We might bring up a magnifying glass in future turns so we can see that a little better. Gets that one. Yep, yep. Able to get a good field clear in 3, which is good on that. Puts him in the red zone. If Lars can go 100% here, he can close out the game. Yep, 1 for 1. A little extra wiggle there in that stance that time. Yeah, just a little different. That actually looked to be right on target. It just kind of landed short, hit the ground in front, and then vaulted over. Ooh, that one drops it right next to it. He was not happy with that, but now we get a look here with, I believe, 8 in play. Joe's next pile here. Yep. Just going to keep crashing him right next to that. Ooh, yeah, that one might be on the line. So if it's touching the line, when you raise it up at all, if it's touching the line, it's considered out. So I think John's going to go up there and tell him that he believes that one's going to be out, but it's close. So he kind of has to take that one into consideration if that stood up. And it's in bounds. Oh, yeah, that one probably knocked it out, knocked it short for sure now. Doing a good job. Oh, that one's going to stay out there. Yeah, he's not too happy about that one staying out there. He's trying to get everything kind of hidden behind the pile here. So it stands up kind of behind it. Yeah, just like that. That's perfect. It's going to have that one. So you can see that one that kind of stayed out there last of the first throws. It's going to be out there on the right. It's going to make it a little harder to clear this. But Joe's one heck of a blaster. Let's see what he does here with this pile. Yeah. Ooh, he wanted everything along that left side. He's going to have one there. Now they're going to be expected. John saying, okay, what about if we come over here and do this from about halfway between the corner and the king? Can we get a double here? You know, at least get 1, maybe get 2. You know, if you wanted to go further down that base, maybe get 3. You know, looks like it kind of went in between those 2. It hit the field Kubb that's down. He was trying to clip that one on the left side and get 2. Oh yeah, so he's only going to have, oh, there's 4 there. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize there was 4, so this magnifier is going to give you a look as Joe kind of goes up and down this baseline, what we're looking at. He could go way down there and potentially get 3. No, he's going to come back down. So yeah, in that last look, I didn't even realize there was 4. And he's going to get that one. Doesn't really look like there's an opportunity to get a double. Yep. Tried for it. You know, you gotta always try for it. But not really an opportunity to get all of them. And that was a pressure clear, as you see him put his hands to his face there. Real good clear by John there. You don't want to leave a line. So they don't get anything. They get a good job. They get out of the frame. Don't leave an advantage line. Get out of there. No harm, no foul. Make Do You Respect would win it from the back line here. They're going to do it. They had an opportunity to close it out last turn and did not. Can they do it this time? I've got a decent, I had the one bounce out, and the rest of these still, they're kind of, you know, if this was 50-50, they'd be a little far out. With it being 100% in, there might be some forces here along the sideline that have to go towards the group. It's hard to know for sure. Oh, that was an aggressive rethrow. Didn't really hit anything. Yeah, so we've got, you know, two decent lines there and one that's going to be off on its own there. I think he's going to not worry about the one on our left. Yep, try to go after the main pile first. Kind of grounds it. It doesn't really get a lot of follow through action, so now he's going to come back and, you know, he was trying to hit that Kubb and either hit the Kubb or the baton in the pile, but nothing really going there. So now he's going to try to, oh, only gets one. He's trying to kind of clip the front two, and maybe the baton carries to the right, get all three. Gets caught up in the junk there and only gets the first one. So Lars has got to get a double here. Yeah, so he knocked the one down. Another one came up, so that one on the right that's closer to him is actually down. The one on the left that's closer to the camera, so one that's up, that one there is the one that's up. So it takes two of his batons to clear the field. And he's only going to get one opportunity here for the baseline, and he gets it, which is big. But if you're Flux Capacitors, you're thinking, okay, they gave us another turn. You know, we were lucky to get out of the last turn. We thought they were going to win it. They did not. So let's take advantage of this and get out of here with a game one win. As bad as we felt like maybe we let the opportunity go by last turn, they've left the door wide open here. Joe had that first one kind of stay out there. The second one bounced and did go out of bounds. And now he's got that touchdown. Now they're kind of all hitting and kind of moving right into that crossroads area, that baseline, sideline, X painted line. Yeah, so I think we're talking about which ones are in, which ones are out. That first one that was closest to the sideline cannot be raised in bounds, so he's got a couple of rethrows. Excellent rethrow there, right back on there. And that one, you know, I think he probably wanted it in with the main pile, but you know, you stand it all up, there's two over there already, so that's going to make three over there. That's a very nice little pile there. There's lots of options, even if he misses his spot, to get a lot of cubes down in one shot. Yep, kind of collapses that whole left side. You can kind of step over here and continue to chop wood here and get this thing down. Yep. Yeah, I think there's one up still behind some junk. Yep, there it is. There's that magnifying glass showing you that. Not a lot of the Kubb that when the kid walks by. Not a lot of the Kubb you could see, and he knocks it down. That's a great shot there. That leaves John with 3 batons for a Kubb, a king, and a game 1 win here. He's got +1 in the red zone. John's come up so clutch in this scenario over the years. You gotta think this one's down. Oh, just to the right. Good baton rotation. Just, yeah, he's gonna step back. He knows they may not get another, they won't get another turn unless something catastrophic happens on Fraim's drill. So he's got to get it here. Got a little reset in him here. Steps back, and he gets it. Clutch. Reset for the king. All Kubbs are down. Nice little reset. He stands a little more upright for the king toss. Yep. And gets it. Whew. Nice. Yeah, pumped up about that. That's a game 1 victory for Flux Capacitors. And we're going to set it all back up and do it again. Number 1 seed, Do You Respect Wood, has to win the next 2 games to get out of here with the championship. And Flux has the first turn in game 2. So they get a first opportunity to really get ahead here. Really stick it to them here in the finals in game 2. Oh, that one lands early. John steps up here, goes through his routine, pushes up those glasses. Oh, his lands just in front, just barely in front. All right, so Fraim and Lars with 4 batons here, really needing to answer here. Yep, that's a good baton there for the first one. So 1 for 1. Fraim with the second. Yep, 2 for 2, 2 for 2. That's what we need. Lars with his 2. +2 is big, but 3 would be better. 3 it is. You know, could we ask for 4? Is 4 asking too much? That would be a stranglehold. Yep, and he gets it. Like, no reaction from those two. Just business. Alright, so now we move that little magnifying glass over so we can still see Joe. We're not as magnified in here, but we want to still be able to see Joe throwing the cubes and be able to see where these cubes end up. And man, he is laying them right on that X as far as we can see here. And take a look at it and see. Yeah, I think there's 1 there. Yep, 1. Check another. Let's see, those would be beautiful if it was 50%, but with 100% in, nope. Dan thought he was going to have to come in and make a call, but we were able to make a call without him. Nice. Rethrow bumps it up. It's going to be leaning back there. It's going to force a bunch of things together, as you can see there. Nice little pile when it stood up. And I think we're going to leave that magnifier up here. We're going to see how this goes here. See Joe throw. Oh, bounced it over. Got a grass kicker there. Takes out all but 1. So even with the unfortunate bounce over, and you see John getting ready, he knows this one's down. Clear in 3. Nice clear, especially after, you know, that first baton can get you going down a rabbit hole of bad. Get back on track and get that clear. So now John with 3 batons here. See if he can swing the momentum back. Ooh, that one's kind of launched into the stratosphere over the top. Still got 2. Just to the right. So he's long, just to the right. How will he adjust throw number 3? Ooh. That one goes by 2, so he's kind of left, right, center on those, but centering over. So now let's bring that magnifying glass back over. So that's a long way over. Yeah, I picked a very bad angle to kind of record this from. Can't get further away from that corner where there's going to be action here in game 2. Holy cow, that cube rolled a long way. You know, I'm kind of known for having a lot of cut action. My cubes from where they land to where they end up sometimes can go a long way, but that one was ridiculous. So I got 2 rethrows here. Oh, that one's right along the sideline and being pretty aggressive. Oh, and with that action, I bumped that one out. So that was a rethrow that I bumped out with my second rethrow, trying to get everything lined up along the sideline. So that's going to be a penalty cube, which, you know, this is the turn where you don't want any penalty cubes. So, you know, they only have 1 baseline left. So regardless of where they place this, we still going to have the math in our favor as long as we don't mess too much up. I think we're going to keep this magnifying glass up here to see this blast along that far side. Ooh, just gets 1. Really looking for a double somewhere in here. Put us, well, there it is. There it is. Baton carried over and clanked that one down. So now we've got a penalty out there at a kind of an odd distance. And, oh, gets it in the first one. Very confident, very confident. So kind of similar to last game where Joe cleared and gave John 3 shots at the last cube and the king. I do the same for Lars. We have a miss just like John did. Second one gets it. And we're a king shot away from game 3 here. Kind of has that, goes down the line a little bit, and a solid king hit. And a quick game 2. Flux doesn't even clear anything off their back line. Blink and you missed it. That's what the number 1 seed needed to get back into it. So now, game 3, winner take all. This is it. Whoever wins this game wins the 2025 Beloit Kubb Open. And Lars starts it off with a nice baton there, connecting. I step up with my baton. Get it as well. Kind of struck it low to the ground and kind of collapsed it over. I didn't really strike it too hard there, but it went down. So Joe, yeah, puts 2 right out there. They'll be able to split, but will it be enough to keep it, to make it be 2 batons and not be 1 baton to clear it? So I think we might mess with keeping that magnifier up so we can take a look at this. Ooh, yep, just got the 1. Clears the other. A little fist bump action between teammates, and John trying to get right back into 8 meters. Fraim and Arneson cleared 2. John would need to go 2 for 2 to tie it here. Crashes out early, doesn't get to the baseline. Same thing with that one. I mean, they're both hopping over the baseline. I don't want to make it seem like the shots are short. They're hitting short and bouncing over. So let's see. Oh, that one's gonna just stay right there. Fraim bounces it up there and it's gonna stay right there. Those should line up pretty good now. Should line up fairly well for Fraim here. Let's see how he does with this. Trying to choose the right baton. Can he get it in 1? Put them. Ooh. He rocked the front one. The back one went down. Trying to get them way ahead here with only 1 baton. Ooh. Oh, and it goes. He hits it, it wobbles back, and then comes forward, and then falls. Whew. Give a blaster a heart attack with that. Oh, he still has 1. Lars misses on the first baton. Connects with the second baton. So I have 2 more baselines left. Flux still looking to get their first baseline. This would put them way ahead. Oh, and he gets another one. Oh my goodness, they are on fire from 8 meters. Fraim still has 1, but yeah, that crashed out and didn't really have a chance at all. So 4 to cast in for Joe. They're looking for some positive stuff to happen here. Get back in here, apply some pressure, and see what happens. Yeah, they're all kind of. That last one kind of crashed in. They're all kind of lined up the same way. Now we've got a bit of a fence out there, 3 of a fence and purple fence and 1 orange behind it. So if you can throw from this corner here, right at those first 2, oh, just missed the spot, just a little bit. He's trying to crash it into those front 2. Oh, do like that one. Try to have the cubes go back and baton kick over. Just didn't have good luck with it. Ooh. That one bounces by. So John here needing 2 good shots to clear. It's possible to get this in 1. Oh, yeah, he wasn't happy with that, but at least he got 1. Trying to hit both of them there. Yep, clears. That still has 1 for the 8 meter shot here. Trying to get the first baseline down here in game 3 for Flux. And he does. Yep. Disappointed for sure, it looks like, but just got that first 8 meter. Got that cleared. So this is the first turn for Jesse and Lars to feel like, okay, let's see if we can clear this field, clear this baseline, get out of here with a win before Flux can turn it on and get back in this. Dropped that cube on the toss back from Joe. Ooh, yeah, rethrow bounces into the pile. That's going to kind of stick out a little bit. Yeah, everything else is lined up nicely. That one rethrow that bounced into the pile and stuck out, it's going to end up costing at least 1 extra baton here. If he can domino that line backwards, get it all in 1, which somehow he gets the back 2. I don't know how you do that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's having he hits the first two. One rocks back into the one that goes down, comes back up, and end up costing a whole nother baton. So Lars has to step in here, clear the last field, which he does. Now he's got to get the last 8. So we're now asking our 8-meter guy to get clear the field, get an 8-meter and a king to win. That's not too much to ask, right? Oh, that one hits just in front and goes over. And he gets it with the last 8. You know, you're asking your 8-meter guy to do a lot there. Asking me 3 different phases of the game all in one to win it. One miss was right on line. Just the rotation was a little off and hit in front and skipped over. Joe's had a couple of these tough, where they're not moving as much as I think he thinks that he's got 2 piles of cubes to the left of the ones that have hit and moved over to where he anticipated they'd go, and he's got like 3 that are hit and kind of stayed that I don't think he was anticipating staying. So I think he's trying to figure out where in the world do I hit these things to get them to stay where I want them. That one will stay by that pile, and that one too, but they're kind of sideways, so they may set up, and become kind of a fence again. So this turn again, he's got that kind of fence. I think he's looking for a good placement between if you're going left to right, the second and the third cube there to see if he can get explode down the line. Yeah, that's the spot he was looking for. Just didn't get quite the action he was looking for. You know, baseline clear, you got to kind of step down and take some risks. Oof, yeah. That's really, those first 2 shots, I think it's exactly what he's looking to do. He just didn't get the result he was hoping for, but he did what he was trying to do with both those shots. So now one baseline left. Oh, he hits the junk. So John's got to step in here and get that last field cleared. Yeah. Same thing twice in a row with baton rotations just slightly off, and it goes over and he clears it. Yeah. So frustrating when that happens. So now Fraim's got 6 to throw in here. Just gotta clear it, get the king, get out of here with a win. Sometimes easier said than done. You want a good pile, but you don't want to take unnecessary chances as well. Looks like there's going to be at least one rethrow here. I mean, it's kind of lined up along that sideline, looking good. How aggressive do you go with the rethrow? He's going to kind of step over, and pretty aggressive. Crashes it in there. That green gives his approval with clapping. Once again, though, when they kind of stand up, there's going to be a couple that kind of are raised up towards the king, are going to increase the number of batons it's going to take, but you just have to clear it in 5. Certainly it looks like it's going to be something that should be cleared in 5. No punishments, no bounce offs. That's pretty much all you can ask. Get yourself in position trying to win here. A couple outliers. He's going to try to connect to the main pile here. See what his approach is. Well, that wasn't in his approach to hit it short and bounce over. Ooh, 3. Yeah. So he got that first one and connected it. Ooh, I think he was trying to glance off a purple one. Oh, we're gonna make a smaller magnifying for Lars here. Needed a double. Oh, and he gets it. Look at that replay of that cube going, pushing it back, getting that double. So he's got 2 for the king. And there it is. Didn't need the 3rd baton. And you have your 2025 Beloit Kubb Open champions. The number 1 seed Do You Respect Wood takes care of business. Lars Arneson and Jesse Fraim win the match 2-1 over John Ellingsen and Joe Dekan for the Flux Capacitors. Here on the footage, I think we leave it on for a little bit as the players shake hands and we do a little bit of the podium. This was a very good event. It was definitely interesting to start the tournament in the hottest part of the day, hottest, most humid, sweatiest part of the day being the first few rounds, and then everybody hoping and praying that that darkness would come, the sunset would come, and that the storms would stay away. You can start to see as we kind of move this around, do some of the podiums, that there's lightning in the background. So right there, we've got Josh Dobby Feathers and Chris Hodges. They're in the red, getting their third place trophies. Chad Studi and Steve Dolan just got their fourth place trophies there, as the Beloit team gets these trophies that were made by students, 3D printed by students, and then the Beloit folks are getting pictures there at the on the infield at the pitcher's mound. And then Flux Capacitors getting their second place trophies here. Uh, there was a storm approaching from that direction, and you might be able to pick up some of the lightning strikes in the background as the storm is coming in as we pack up. There's some for us, some nice lightning for the champions. A little piece of the trophy broke off, but nothing major. That's fine. So Lars is actually from Oregon, Wisconsin. This is where I learned the guy on the clipboard is taking down our names and our hometowns. And I've been saying for years he's from Madison. He plays in the Madison Kubb League. We get up there and he says he's from Oregon, and I'm like the state of Oregon, and he's like, no, Oregon, Wisconsin. So there's some more of that lightning there. But it was, yeah, I'm pointing it out like, hey, aren't you glad we finished this up before you had to make a call on whether or not we were going to continue to play with lightning approaching the area? Uh, but it was nice as sunset and the lights came on and it got less and less humid. It got pretty nice out there. It was interesting that, there was the sound of cicadas and crickets in the background. The Kubb crowd can be kind of quiet at times, and at times, especially when Dan used his phone to live stream instead of playing music, we had the loudness of the cicadas and the crickets we didn't have before. So there's the podium there. DMK is number 3. Uh, we had Steve and Chad finish 4th. Flux Capacitor 2nd, and me and Lars finish 1st. And that was your 2025 Beloit Kubb Open. Thanks.